I need you here.
What the fuck is up, everybody? Leslie's complaining already. Welcome to the Fcry with Leslie Jones and Lenny Marcus. I'm Lenny Marcus.
And I'm Leslie Jones.
And this is the podcast where we keep it 100 at all times. We talk about the fuckery going on in the world and our lives. We're having a lot of fun doing it. This week in studio, we got Leslie's trainer, Thaddeus Harvey. This is going to be great. We answer your listener questions. And the last segment, of course, is the fuckery of the week. But first, let's catch up. What the fuck is up? Leslie, yesterday, after a fun week, as always, I get a text. One of your old ex-assistants is ringing your doorbell, and she's like, Leslie won't answer the door.
I was knocked the fuck out, man. I was like, first I saw her ring my phone at Lacey.
Wait, well, let me just recap how many assistants there have been. Okay, I'm going to go in reverse order. The current one, Jay,
Here we go.
the flat earther, fell off the horse, got a car, entitled with her dad or uncle in the business, and then Lacey before that.
Yep. And then Christina.
And it was Tina and Danielle. But we like Lacey.
Yes, we like Lacey. Lacey was a good assistant. She's from East Coast side. You know what I'm saying? She's coming too. She's going to go to the game with me tonight.
Oh, that's great. She sounds like Peppa Pig, which is why my daughter loves her.
Oh my God, I love Lacey.
Very British.
And she's just very efficient. She knows how to get it done. She's just quick. She just
didn't want to come across the country.
She just didn't want to come. If she would have came to LA, I would have always had my assistant because Lacey was the bomb. But
so she shows up at your house. She didn't even tell you. Big surprise, and you love surprises at your front door.
How
did she get in the gate?
Stand surprises. I fucking hate surprises on so many levels.
When she called me, by the way, and she said, I'm at Leslie's front door. Can you text her? And I'm like, I'm in New York. You know that, right? And so, which was funny. I'm like, you better be careful. She's got a gun somewhere pointed at your head right now.
I was like, no. What happened is I passed out after the workout. I passed out. I was like, okay, I'm going to go take a nap because I want to go up tonight. I wanted to go perform later. So I took a nap. And I literally had just woke up and Lacey called my phone. And I was like, oh, she must be calling about something in New York. So I just put the phone down and went back to sleep. And then, something in the back of my mind said, but she usually doesn't call me unless it's like really something. So if she calls again, I'm going to pick up, right? So then Lenny called, and I was like, what the fuck is Lenny calling for? I was like, he always texts me. So I was like, and right when you called, Jay text, and I was like, oh my God, something's fucking going on. And I looked at Jay's text, and Jay was like, there's a surprise for you at your door. And I was like, Lacey must have sent me some food. That's the first thing I thought, cupcakes. I was like, oh man, she probably sent me some cupcakes, which I'm saying that in front of Thaddeus that's fucked up. So I should have.
I didn't know about that.
But so I run to the door. I was like, here I come, because I can hear somebody at the door, and I was like, fuck, it's probably like a delivery man or something. I was like, oh God, I hope it's nothing stupid, because I hate flowers, all that stupid shit. And I opened up the door. And it was somebody running from the door. I guess she had went to go look, and she came. I was like, who the fuck? And when it came, I was like, Lacey. I swear I was half asleep, so I was like, is this a dream? Like, am I sleepwalking, and I'm in New York in my apartment, and Lacey's here working. I was like, what are you doing here? So I said that to her, and she was like, I'm in LA. And I was like, you're here? And she was like, did you just wake up?
That's funny.
And oh my God, it was so good. Because she didn't see the house. She only saw the house when I first bought it. So she didn't see it after it was fixed up. She was losing it. It was so great. Taking her through the house.
To see her.
Yeah, it was so good to see her. And then we went to the comedy club. Oh my God, I had so much fun. I had so much fun. Oh, did you get to hear the set?
I did. I sent you notes.
No, you did? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Very much. I heard it was standing ovation.
It was a good set, dude. Wait a minute. Did you hear the Annabelle part?
Yes.
Oh, my God. It was so good. Okay.
All right. Well, the theme of this show possibly is going to be working out, but you've been working out again, and this has been very up and down workout sessions. Thaddeus is out there. We're going to talk to him in the next segment, but I want to play for the people. Ready? I want to play. This was day one of you working out on Instagram. Go ahead,
God,
Judith. Hit
here
it.
You go. Here you go. What the fuck? I forgot that y'all be having videos and shit. Did I see
my
this, Lenny?
first training session, and I am pumped and motherfucking motivated, bitches. A bitch is about to be back in shape. I ain't worked out. I know y'all think I'm in shape. I'm not. I was not. I sat out the COVID just like y'all did. I sat out the whole
Not the COVID.
Pandemic, eating and watching TV. That's exactly what the fuck I did. And I'm not
it's
going to
true.
even lie about it. Why the fuck would I lie? Because that's what I fucking did.
It truly
And I got
is.
here to California and got soft as fuck.
Tacos.
California with this sunshine?
Them tacos.
Bitch, all you do is party
that.
here. And just, I just relaxed my brain for like 2 years.
The
I think
sunshine
that's what it was.
lives
but
out
today
here.
was the first day I was back in the gym. And I'm going to tell you right now, I feel fucking inspired. So y'all hoes better watch out.
Oh,
Ooh,
not
y'all gonna be
hoes.
sick of me when I get fined.
Oh, my
When
God.
I get fined.
Oh my God. So ghetto.
That
So
was hilarious.
ghetto.
And
Get
then
out the
wait,
car.
then like day 2. Let's do day 2. Go, hit it.
Day 2.
Hit it.
I can't. I've been trying for the last 20 minutes to get out the car.
Day 2.
Sat in that car for 20 minutes.
This is my favorite part coming.
You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. You get out.
Oh my God!
You won't break my soul.
You won't break my soul. And that's like a dance number. So you turn it into a complete ballad. So then you kind of broke through that one, and then a couple days later,
Get out the car.
there's a thing. I'm not gonna play it, but you're in a neck brace. I'm like, what the hell is happening? And then that one went. Then I took a leave, and then that went away. We'll talk about that in a second. And then a day later, like, oh, my thigh blew up. Like. Am I dying?
But see,
we
what
got
people
to
need.
I'm dying in
But
7
see,
days.
what people need to understand about me, first of all, I'm always dying. If I get a headache, that's a tumor. Okay? If I get a mosquito bite, that is the smallpox. I am the type of person that will get a cold and go, I have the new strand of COVID. Like I'm the worst. Like I go straight into extreme. So when my thigh started hurting, I was like, I'm gonna have to get my leg amputated. I was like, I'm gonna have a pinched nerve that's gonna go into that vein that's in your leg. That if you cut that vein, that you bleed to death. My bone's gonna pinch that, and then I'm gonna wake up dead. All that. And who knew that Advil was a fucking doctor? Who knew? Who knew?
Yeah, modern medicine, it's always good. So how do you feel today?
Great. I actually feel great. Yesterday I worked out. Yesterday I did cardio, so my body actually felt like, hey, I just want to let you know that them couple of weeks was really fucking bad because you haven't been working out, and it's like taking a tool and trying to make it do an extreme thing when it's not broken in yet. Like it's like wearing new shoes because it's starting all over again. So it wasn't that your body was fucking like breaking down. It was adjusting and maybe just like getting used to this shock that you're giving it right now. So like I think a combination of the massage therapist, the adjustments, and just the rest alone just really helped it. So today yesterday when I was doing the cardio, it literally felt like the Tin Man that was breaking off 10. Like it felt like the last part of the 10 that was breaking off. And I felt really good after the workout. I was like, oh wow, and I think them shoes is making a difference too, because my feet are not tired afterwards. Like, does that make sense?
100%. I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And this whole event, like for you to work it, it's just what's the goal here? You want to feel better,
now,
lose weight?
This is how I met Thaddeus. Are we just going to go into that segment?
No, we're not going to go into it.
Okay, well, fuck. Stop.
All right, well, then I was just saying, you feel good? You feel good. This is a good thing. I just want to know where this was going. I'm saying you inspired me. You inspired me because I was like, okay, she's working out. I got to work out. So I went running. I did 3 miles.
Oh, my God. You should never fucking run. Oh, God. If you saw this man run, you would say it is healthier for you to not
leave it alone.
Because the way that your body is flailing and looking awful, that you're hurting joints.
Yep.
He runs like the chick from Friends. You remember how that chick ran for? That's exactly how Lenny runs, like a flailing quack duck. I feel like he's.
That's not how I start off. I start off with good motion.
Oh,
and then
it
just
turns
goes to
into
hell.
a
fall apart.
motherfucking. And if he does this shit 3 miles, he is bruised. That's why your hip fucked up. It's not just Birdie. It's not just Birdie. It's because you. It's like Jerry Lewis running. That's what it is. It's just like Jerry Lewis running. Imagine Jerry Lewis running and going, Lenny! So he needs to do weights. That's what I say Lenny needs. Lenny needs to do weights.
Oh, no, yeah. The only thing I'm lifting
because
that weight
your
is to hold the door
cardio,
open.
no, but your cardio is already strong because you walk the city. Like he'll walk from the west side to the east side. Like Lenny will do like some cardio.
And New Yorkers in general, everyone walks around. And,
but he needs weights because his body is frail on top.
Okay.
And then he has bad hips. He should be working them out.
Yeah, I'm working. I stretch all the time.
No.
I
What?
will talk about
Do you
that.
do any hip workouts?
See, but he's going to tell you
I'll
about that
show.
stretching shit is not good for you. Yeah.
That's not
You're
true.
about to you're about to find
All right,
out,
we'll
fucker.
get there.
I don't want to jump ahead and jump in on this, but I have
Exactly.
some ideas.
All right, here. I want to just talk this one thing. This is just our catch-up. You've been working out all week, so we don't really have a big
But I
catch-up.
never catch up on you. You never tell me anything.
Yeah, what's going on with
Yeah,
you?
what's going on with you?
We went away for the weekend. We went to a friend's house so Birdie could go. Everything is about Birdie going somewhere to live her best life on the weekend. This past weekend, we went to a guy who had a pool, a trampoline, and for some reason he decided he was going to get chickens, and the chickens lay eggs, and so he gets eggs every morning. So he takes care of chickens, and he's got a trampoline and a pool. And Birdie loved all three.
Oh.
That's what I did over there.
So did you
You
stay at his house?
asked.
I know, but that's why I want
we
to
went
know
for
this.
a barbecue. We went for a Sunday barbecue. You know,
So
that kind of thing.
you was there all day?
All day. We were there all day.
So
We
you
did all
watched your child chase chickens. Do you know how
I watched her
unsafe that
chase
is for
chickens.
chickens? We used to get in trouble when we would chase the chickens because my aunt was like, "You're scaring the chickens, like you're making the chickens like nervous." So
Well, you running at the chickens as a child and Birdie
Wow.
running at the chickens as a child
wow,
are two different
no,
things.
it's the same thing. And
You were
you're
probably
not
whipping the chicken around. Wait, tell the chicken story, by the way, and we'll get out.
okay.
What's the
No, that is not. That is
please.
not the same thing. It's
I know
not
it's not
the
same
same
story,
thing.
but tell the chicken story. Just
That
tell it.
has nothing to do
I
with
know, but
Birdie
I
chasing the
remember.
chickens.
I know, but your family with the chickens is way different
Okay,
than what,
we'll tell the chicken story a different time.
all right.
Why do you want the chicken story?
Because
it's
it's
too
hilarious.
long.
Well, no, just the
Now I
fact that
wanna
what
hear
she
the
would do
chicken
with the
story.
chickens.
The chickens. My mom is from the South. We all from the hard South, Arkansas. And my mom used to stay with my Aunt Winnie. And when they wanted fried chicken, they killed the chickens. My my mother was known for the best chicken killer on the dirt road. And I didn't know this shit about my mother. I just thought my mother was a sweet, innocent mom. She was a sweet mom that, yes, she disciplined us, but she loved us, right? So that, like, in that afternoon, my brother was like, yeah, mom's finna go get a chicken. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, how is that going to work out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is she going to go to the store to get the chicken? I mean, there's no way that we're eating the chickens that are running around in the yard. That's just like, we got to give them to somebody to make sure that they come back edible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Shit. My mom grabbed one of them damn chickens. She didn't even, it wasn't even like a run, chase, grab the chicken. It was like I'm walking towards the field and I'm grabbing this chicken on the way. Like she just dipped down and swung and grabbed the chicken by the feathers. And I was like, holy shit. The chicken's whacking with one wing and almost like she shook that motherfucker like, shut up, motherfucker. You know what's about to go down. And she grabbed him by his fucking neck and she fucking swinged him like her arm, like, swing him like this, like she's swinging. She's doing that in front of me and my little brother, and I am at this point like, this bitch is a serial killer. This bitch is fucking not the person she's portrayed herself to be, not the loving mom. So she's swinging this motherfucker, and that motherfucker popped. His head popped off. She grabs the chicken. She throws it in a pot of hot water that came out of nowhere. Apparently, these people fucking have done this ritual enough that I guess the pot of fucking hot water, they go, get the pot of hot water. She's going for the chicken. So she fucking throws it in hot water. She starts pulling the fucking feathers off. I turn around and I run into the house like I need to get reinforcements now before she grabs another fucking chicken, because obviously this bitch has lost every bit of her fucking mind. And I run in the house. I was like, Daddy, Mom's losing her fucking mind. She's killing chickens. You should have seen what she did to this chicken. It's awful. Mom, go get her. Go get her. And he was like, oh, yeah, you know your mom is like one of the best chicken pluckers in the South. It was like a episode of like Twilight Zone. It's like my whole face was like, all of you've killed chickens. You know? And then we had to sit there. I had to sit there and watch them eat that chicken. Like, for like years, I didn't eat chicken.
That was Fred.
I'm just sitting there looking at them going, I didn't know the damn chicken's name, but I just knew that I saw that chicken alive, and now it's on our table, and they are fucking that chicken up like it's the next coming. And I'm just looking at my brother like, you fucking savages.
Yeah, that's kind of the same as our weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
You and then we went home.
You didn't see that. Exactly. White people don't do that.
nobody's doing
They make the black people do that.
All right, we'll see how Leslie. Now that we've killed the chickens, we're going to talk about it. Like, you got to be in shape to do that. This is where we welcome our guest. Well, I just want to say at the top, if you're trying to stay in shape or get healthier, make sure you consult your doctor or a professional near you. This is just a glimpse into what Leslie's doing for herself. Everybody's different, so do you. As we stated before, Leslie is determined to get back in shape.
I'm trying to get sued.
What the fuck
Yeah, don't want to get sued. And she hired our guest. Well, if you go to my workout, you'll be dead in a week.
Disclaimer.
See you in the courtroom.
Because motherfuckers are idiots. You
Yeah,
fucking
idiots.
morons. If you think
Drink
I'm a
the
goddamn doctor, you fucking ass fucks.
Look,
Okay.
hey, you know how many people drank the disinfectant when Trump said drink the disinfectant?
Oh.
You know,
The Tide Pod Challenge.
Exactly.
You remember?
Listen,
people
I
taking
don't
those Tide
even.
Pods?
I don't even go in. Don't even. All right.
Look, Leslie's
whatever.
determined to get back in shape, and she hired our guest today to help her do that. Thaddeus Harvey is an independent trainer working out of New York City and is also available training online. Leslie has him out in L.A. for a couple of months. Check out his website is www.trainwiththaddeus.com. You can find him all over the internet for sure, and you can follow him on Instagram at @MoveWithThaddeus. Please welcome Thaddeus to the Fckry.
Thaddeus.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, thanks for wearing the tank top. That's perfect for to show it off.
I was like, I kind of walked in. I was like, wow, really? You really went for
I
the
was going to wear
tank top?
sleeves if when I come in and talk about working
I
out.
was
Come on.
gonna wear a tank top just to do that, but
Oh,
then I
thank
don't own a tank top. Thank God.
Well, you're trying to compete
If you
with me
walked
here?
into
Come
a
on.
store to buy a tank top, they would be like, sir,
Yeah,
you have
no.
to guarantee that that's
Nope.
going under a shirt, you fucking asshole.
Think
You have to
can.
sign a piece of paper right here, because if we are a disclaimer, because if you walk out this store with that tank top, you will kill several humans.
I can't wear layers in L.A. It's too hot out here. I'll sweat, you know?
It's one, and now that is hardcore in New York, right?
Yes.
So tell them how wonderful LA has been.
Oh,
for
LA
you.
is so fun, especially after being.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
See?
I've been in New York City for so long, and I'll be back. But it feels good
He
to
was
get out
saying
of New
how
York
tight
City
it
for a
is.
little bit. To be honest, like just all of the car horns and all the madness in the streets, and I get jostled a lot in the gyms too. Everything's really tight, and people kind of elbow me and get around me, and a lot of sweating
I'm
and
sorry,
grunting.
is your
and
body too breakable to handle that?
I can handle it, but I just don't want to get into these fights. You know, I don't want to have to deal with this.
That's true.
But I feel like in LA, everyone gives each other space. Just even, just the streets out here are a little bit wider. When I go into restaurants, like there's a little pathway between the tables. I don't feel like I'm
See?
trying to mosey on through.
Do you hear the stuff that
Yeah.
she? No, my
It's hard being
sister,
tall.
Christina. I remember Christina saying we was on the freeway and she was like, "Do you see how much space you motherfuckers have on the freeway? This is crazy. I can't reach into somebody's car." I was like, "Yeah,
Yep.
yeah."
I was driving through Manhattan and Brooklyn during the pandemic, just going in and out of the city, and it is, it's hectic. It's very hectic, and you feel like at any point someone's trying to kill you with another car. Here, I mean, knock on wood, but I mean, when you get a 7-lane freeway or, and then just even with the palm trees, even if you're feeling kind of like a little bit of anger, it's not the same. It's just kind of like
Same.
chilling. Everyone's looks at you a little calm and just like, hey, like,
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah, no, and I say that the real sun lives out here in LA. They just y'all like New York gets the residual sun. Like y'all get the vapors off the sun. The sun actually lives out here.
The way I think of it is like you're being broiled in LA, and in New York you're being baked. Like the broiling, you got the broiler.
It's not even baked in New York because it's wetness. So I would say like a rotisserie is.
If you think about those subway platforms, you're waiting for a subway in August, and you're just like drenched in your own sweat.
Isn't that weight loss right there? That should feed right into this.
Oh, gross! That's not only weight loss. That's just.
That's how you do it. Well, I don't have to work out. I'm sweating just standing, waiting for the tube train.
You just wasting body mass. The fucking. Rats. If a rat can hold a piece of pizza and drag it to the fucking gutter, what can you do, Lenny? Can you drag a body? Can you?
The rat was in a tank top. It was weird.
Exactly.
It was weird. How long, Thaddeus? How long you been doing this? How long you been doing?
I've been doing this for about 15 years.
Oh wow,
15 years.
Is there schooling that you have to go to for that, or
becoming certified? So you want to before you start, you want to be at certification of some sort. From a certifying body, making sure that you actually can be a trainer. And then they have you do your CPR and your AED, make sure that you can resuscitate someone if they pass out and everything.
All right, you sold me right there. That's probably good because Leslie's dying. She told you.
I make sure you have some type of medical something.
Because Lenny gonna definitely pass out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like he was saying to us, if the two of us worked out together, like I would be just cursing and crying. I would be crying. But your workouts are sick.
But it'd be a little bit of the same because I curse and cry too. I don't cry now, but I do curse a lot. I'll be like, I'm not doing that, Thaddeus. I'm not fucking doing that. That's after he's yelled at me to do it though. Like, come on, Les, no, you got to do this. No, Les, and he's like be really nice, but I'll be like, what the fuck? Why the fuck am I doing that? But why am I doing that though? What does that need to be? I don't understand why the fuck. No, that's gonna fuck my knee up. No. So I like he's really really kind.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a negotiation process, and you got to see where everyone's at. And I'm trying to do my workout plan specifically for Leslie and what you need.
How did you meet Leslie first, and then how did you come up with her workout plan? So tell me that.
See, when I first met Thaddeus, when I first met him, my plan was I wanted to look like Pam Grier. Remember? I texted him. That was my first text to him. I was like, I am older, and I'm about to be 50, and I want to be as fine as Pam Grier was when she was in her heyday of fineness. And it's going to probably take a lot. I don't give a fuck. I want to do it. And I was really like ready.
I want to look like Pam Grier. Can you make me look like
Hey! Because Pam Grier had a stage where, God damn, that bitch was fine. I was like, I want to be fine like that. So he's like, okay. And that's when I lived in Harlem. And I met him through Beck, because Beck, he was training Beck Bennett.
Beck Bennett.
Yeah, he was training Beck, and I was, that's right. So, because the wardrobe person had got me a trainer, and this little fuck, I hated him. Like, he was everything I hated in a trainer. Like, he just never shut the fuck up, like, on a way of just, like, always asking me shit about work. Just like, so if I wanted to like get in a sketch, like, hey, I'm trying to do cardio. Go fucking stand over there by the wall, motherfucker. Like, and it was just like shit that he was having me do that I was like, I know this is not helping me at all. And then he was just a little shit. I didn't believe in anything he would say. And then he would try to back that shit up with the Hollywood shit. I was like, okay, you got to go. So like, I said, I need a trainer. And I remember Beck had started training with you. Yep. And Beck was like, yo, I got a trainer. He was like, he's hardcore though. He was like, but he's fucking great. Because Beck started looking really like lean and shit.
I remember that because he was playing Putin and he had to be bare-chested. And
I was like, dude, you looking fucking good. He was like, man, my trainer, you would love my trainer. And I think you came up there for a sketch too.
Yep.
He brought Thaddeus up there for a sketch. And I saw him. I was like, oh shit, that dude, he's got a nice body. He looked like, he looks like he know what he's doing, right? And he was really quiet. He was very nice. He was just very soft-spoken. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give him a chance. And seriously, like that's when I was like really hardcore about it. Yeah. And we were only working out 2 days a week.
I remember. Yeah, it was such a good time too. We got so much done in that short amount of time. And I remember everyone's reaction to you. And then when you were posting all your stuff, it was like,
It was like, because we were, that's when I was in Harlem at the time. I was in that 1-bedroom, and we had that gym, and we had the 3rd floor. Remember, we had that much equipment, and he used the steps that was out there. We was always out on that, what is it, a terrace?
Yeah, like a little porch, terrace type.
And he had me climbing these, and man, I was getting in shape. And then I started going down to the gym, right?
Yep.
I started going down to his gym, which I loved because these guys were like hardcore bodybuilders, and they was just like about that life. Like they was about that, like going to the mirror and shit and post that shit. I love that shit because I was like, every time we would have like a arm day, and I'd be like, yeah, I ain't got no fucking muscles. Like, yeah, motherfuckers. Yeah, and I'd be in the mirror like, fuck yeah, motherfucking, let's lift some fucking iron.
It is a scene there. People there are seriously, they're posing for their bodybuilding shows.
It's so dope.
People there are about it. They're not pretending. They're really about it.
So I like, and then plus I like going downtown, working out. And so it's just like that happened. And then I wanted to, this time I was like, I came to LA, like I said, and, my whole being took a fucking vacation. I just, everything took a vacation. And I got out the bed one day, and my leg did something that I was like, I don't think this has anything to do with your age, bitch. Like, you can blame it on being old, bitch, but I know for sure that crack pop slank was from not being in shape. Because that shit it was almost like my leg went, hey, bitch, let's do something. Hey, I'm giving up. Fuck it. Like, it was like, hey, if you don't do nothing, I'm leaving. Like, that's what it felt like. So I was like, I need to get in shape. I said, okay.
Well, this is good because if we make that movie, you're going to be a workout instructor, so you're going to have to know what you're doing.
I figured that too. I wish I had did this before Supermarket Sweep, because Supermarket Sweep almost killed me.
I got a bunch of questions for you, Thaddeus. Just listening to Leslie, these aren't even just through Leslie. She's like, she has a Peloton bike, and you don't like the Peloton bike, right?
Yeah.
I don't. It's kind of controversial. I don't like to say always all the time things I don't like, but what I have seen is that a lot of people sit for a living or, find themselves sitting a lot throughout the day. So I'm always trying to counteract the long-term sitting that they're putting into their bodies. And then what I see a lot with people who are really into spinning, without hating on spinning as a thing, it just makes people's IT bands tight and their quads kind of bigger. And they don't really get a butt from their spin class oftentimes. And I guess there are certain things you could do in that kind of mode that do still... You can do a lot with whatever you're using, obviously, and doing something is better than nothing. But a lot of times when people ask me questions about, how to get a butt and they're quad dominant, or how to get rid of their back pain and they work in an office and then they do spin class, sometimes you have to kind of negotiate and say, well, could you consider giving up slumping over something like a handlebars or a desk all day and try something different with your low back and your hips.
Basically, because like even the tennis shoes that I got, like because I hate when people are fucking right. I hate if you're gonna prove me right, do it, but don't listen. Just move on. We know now that you was right. Just move on, okay? Because I'm the only person that's gonna be like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm right. I don't listen. I will give you your dap. But just move on. But like,
so what shoes?
These shoes, and they're not bad shoes to, like, if I was outside doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when I was on the treadmill, the back of my calves, Lenny, would get fucking extremely tight, dude. And I thought it was because I wasn't stretching enough before I went on the treadmill, but it was not that. It was because I'm in these shoes that have a high. You're going to see that I'm listening to you.
You are listening.
That you have a high arch. They have this high orthopedic stuff that's in there to give you a high arch. So it's almost like you're walking on your tippy toes and you're tightening your calves and your band.
Your IT band, yeah.
So like at the end of my workouts, Lenny, the back of my freaking calves, when my massage therapist came, she was like, your calves are like clenched because they're not open. So he had suggested these shoes, and these shoes are so fucking weird.
Yeah.
You go, there's no fucking way you can work out in these shoes and not get hurt. But I swear I did the cardio and it's been a completely different feeling. Like my whole leg literally feels like it's like I can feel the ball of my foot and I can feel the heel of my foot, which I couldn't do that in those tennis shoes.
Yep.
I mean, we
bought
trying to
orthopedic
teach.
shoes. That's nice.
You know what? You can be in denial all you want to.
So it's
Did
actually
you see,
kind of.
by the way, did you see that guy who worked out in UGG boots?
No.
He's like, he went viral working out in UGG boots.
See people in Timberland
See if you can
sometimes.
find
and
that,
in
Juice.
I
the
see
gym
people
and-
in Timberlands and stuff too.
In New York
yeah.
City, you see some, people
Yeah,
who
you
are
see
doing
some
bicep
crazy
curls in
shit.
Timberland.
Yeah, people crazy. I didn't see people yank.
My wife has got to ask this question. I got to get it in, okay? Because she works out like a fiend, okay? Does all these HIIT workouts online, which, drives me nuts. But she wants to ask you this. Out of 100%, which is more important, diet or exercise? Or is it 50-50?
Oh, wow.
And this is another way she wants to ask this question. Which is worse, if you eat a box of cereal or not work out for a day?
Oh, I know. I can answer it.
Well, you could
Okay,
say.
I'm gonna tell you what my answer is, and then you can say the correct
Okay.
one. Okay, I would say that eating the box of cereal is worse
Mhm.
because you're taking in a gang of sugar and grains.
Yep.
When you might not do nothing that day, but your mental will get taken care of. So that's a better.
Yeah, I suppose it just depends on where your head is at for the day. I mean, I would say diet is so important. Like if you really stick to your diet, you're going to achieve something regardless. But then also, it depends on how you look at it too, because if you look at exercise as something you can do to change the way that your posture is or the way that you move, I think sometimes people are held in postures that they don't even realize. So they're always coming to the world a certain way. And that way it might be with a big belly. Like they might just have their gut hanging out and they're kind of slumped over their belly. So for a person like that, if they exercise with posture in mind and kind of changing and decompressing their spine, I think exercise is better for some people than diet, because no matter how much they do the right thing with diet, they look the same, they walk the same, and they kind of show off the same. And then what I always look for in somebody who's really kind of about exercise or knows some things is something to do with their symmetry, kind of how their body is put together and how they're able to move. So,
Christ, I don't know what you said for the last 2 minutes, but I'm a disaster. That's all
well,
I heard. I heard like, Jesus, what a mess.
I think that Gina is tall and thin. She's
Mhm.
very tall and lean. And to me, I feel like the hits thing is fun for cardio and stuff like that. But I think you're going to always have to have weights and
Yeah, she's
incorporate.
She's got like 80. She's got all the weights that she's ever going to need in the house, and she does all the weights and stuff. I think what happens is that she does that for her mental thing. She looks great, But at the end of the day, she just wants to know that it's okay for her to eat a box of cereal. And I'm like, no.
Well, she can eat a box of cereal, I guess, if that's where she needs to be at that point. But when she gets up every day and eats a box of cereal, that's the problem.
It comes down to habits. Comes down to habits ultimately. And then sometimes you'll see in a HIIT class somebody who definitely should not be in that HIIT class and they think they're doing something good for themselves. And you're like, you shouldn't be here right now. You're really screwing up your knee or something like that.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, go, 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 like a drill sergeant. And they think they're doing something good for themselves and maybe the endorphins of the moment make them push through. But I would say listen to the aches and pains and try to address them as they pop up. But if those aren't happening for her, then have fun. I think in some level, people should just be athletic and be ready to jump in on a basketball game, on a soccer game, go for a run, do anything.
I think it's important that she does cardio all the time, right?
Yeah,
I think that's the important thing is that she works out all the time. So I don't think
she
a box
works
of
out all the time.
cereal. I just don't think if she does it every day, that's different. But
She's got a lot of issues. But
what is the cereal?
I mean,
what kind of cereal does she
likes
like?
to, I don't know she's eating, whatever this, I don't know what she's eating, but it's always life cereal. She'll have like a half a box of Life cereal sitting. What are you doing?
Life is like not too bad, but it's a lot of grains.
It is a lot of grains. In general, I'd say watch out for over-consuming processed grains. That's in everything.
And I read on your website, you believe in this book called Food Rules?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the book
Yeah,
I went
yeah,
out and
It's a
bought.
good book. I had that book.
Yep.
It's a great book.
I just went out and got that. See, you inspired me, Les. I went in and bought Food Rules,
Yeah,
and then
just don't run.
I like it because it's very
Don't
quick.
run.
It's very to the point. And then I think he wrote a book about his psychedelic experience too recently. So he's very enlightened in a lot of ways, a thinker, Michael Pollan. But I like it because a lot of people don't have time to read a nutrition book and get really in depth with it. And you can read that book in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
All right, what do I have to do to get rid of, like, if I want 2 slices of pizza, how much more would have to work out? You know what I mean? Like,
oh
if
my
I'm
God!
doing more
Okay. First of all, this is what they're not understanding.
I love bread. I'm just saying.
I know,
love
but
bread.
see, what you're not understanding
bread.
that bread. It's not about the bread. It's not. See, this is what I had to learn. It's not about the. It's not about that you like bread, and it's about what bread does to you. See, it's not. Bread is like everything else. Bread has a lot of yeast in it, so it's gonna make your shit inflate. So it doesn't matter how much you work out, your stomach's going to be inflated from the fucking yeast. So it's that's where the bread is dangerous at. That's where the grains are dangerous at. They stay. I mean, I know it's
a feeling of being full. Sometimes people feel full just because their gut is bursting and, it inflames up their intestines and they're like, man, it's so satisfying, but their gut is really full.
And you know what?
So.
To add something to it, I can't think of what it's a long, stupid name called stickalicious or some shit that you get in your intestines as you get older. I can never pronounce it. I mean, Angie used to say it to me all the time, but it's like pockets that grow into your intestines as you get old because your intestines get old, and it just makes everything harder, a little harder to digest. Like, you're going to have to get bread is not good for you. Like, just think of yourself as a duck. If a duck eats a piece of bread, their stomach explodes. But the look on your face, you'd be like, I'm willing to take that.
I want a bagel. What Jew's not going to have bagels, Leslie? This is like sacrilegious.
I mean, you can have your bagel. There's got to be yeastless breads. There got to be yeastless bagels. There got to be yeastless.
I'd recommend, if you've never done it, try eliminating bread for a while and see what happens. See how your body adapts.
He's going to be miserable as fuck.
And then I think
I'm going to be miserable.
People always, equate it with Atkins or South Beach diet, low carbs. And I would say try to just eliminate bread or grains and any kind of cooking oil of any kind of like vegetable processed cooking oil. See if you eliminate those things, how you feel, and then have sugars in the form of fruits. If you're tired, go ahead and have sugar. Have, dietary sugar in your life. I think people really withhold from themselves and then just have the carnivore diet or the Atkins diet. And they're so tired, they're so miserable. But if I had one little thing to try for people, if you have processed grains or if you have anything with vegetable oils in it and that's in the middle of the supermarket, look at the label and just make sure that you're taking out the grains and you're taking out all those cooking oils. And when you do, so often just that one little thing will change a person's entire body fat level.
Yeah.
Things digest better.
I mean, you can even just try with half the bread. Like, start in consuming half the bread that you consume.
I don't even know how to talk to you anymore.
But you know what's so
Tom
sad
Papa
though?
brings you loaf of bread.
No, but do you know what's so crazy about Lenny though? And I was thinking about it. I was like, it's fucked up that has to be something he does, because Lenny doesn't do shit. Lenny doesn't drink. He hardly curses. Like, seriously, if I hear him curse, it's just like, okay, Lenny's mad. But and like he's like literally does not have evil thoughts.
Oh wow.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's
a good
not
person.
Oh no, I have evil thoughts.
Well, but like he's like generally a regular white Homo sapien male.
I am a piece of bread.
You are the bread.
Basically.
Just a plain piece of white bread.
So the fact that he has to take away bread, I feel bad for him, because it's like,
exactly. Thank you.
You know what? Pick your battles. Ultimately everything is situational. I can't look into your whole life, but if bread is the worst that you can do, then I suppose it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Thaddeus. I'm getting out on that one. I'll be right back. And we're back after I just had 3 bagels. I feel
my
great about
God.
myself. No, this is called What the Fuck You All Want, and Thaddeus is going to sit in on this. And this segment is where we answer the question from the listeners. If you have a question for us, and yeah, we got questions, of course. Okay. You can send us an email or recorded message at fckrypodcast@gmail.com. That's FCKRY podcast@gmail.com. We took out the vowels. FCKRY. We took out the vowels for the kids. Podcast@gmail.com. If you record yourself, don't forget to use a fake name or, The consequences are on you. We have a few emails today, and Leslie, here's the first one. And this one's dietary related. So Thaddeus, here we go. I'm Jesse, and I have a question. What do you do when you're the only person in your household on a diet and you're easily tempted by their eating habits? I live with my wife and 2 kids. While I try to incorporate healthy foods in our diet, my wife and kids are picky eaters who don't include a lot of healthy choices. So it's a constant battle to fill the fridge with healthy stuff when my wife buys the not so healthy stuff and the kids don't eat what they're supposed to eat. So how do I stay away from these temptations? Does a whole family need to go on a diet? Send help. Any advice is welcome. Thanks.
Divorce.
Not the right person for you.
Not the right person for you.
No, honestly, I think that it really could, because I see this a lot. I would say flip your psychology about it and just be thankful for the temptation there. I think there's a real power in having the opportunity to screw up every day, having it right there in front of you and not doing it. And then also, too, when people see your willpower, they get inspired. They start wanting to be a better person. But rather than starting from the outset, being mad at the people around you, set the example and have the willpower to do that for a month or 2. And then everyone's going to want to quit because they see how good it is and they start feeling bad about their own stuff. And it wouldn't be the same if you just approached them directly and said, you got to stop before you even start. You got to start and then they'll catch up.
That's deep, man.
That's deep because that is not what my answer would have been. That would have been like everybody going on a motherfucking diet. Tell them it's good for them and I don't give a fuck. Like, wow. That is such a better answer than what
Where
the
are
fuck.
those donuts? Bye.
What? Get throw all this shit out. You ain't supposed to be eating this anyway.
Yeah.
But kids don't eat healthy. If you cannot have pasta in the house, they just eat noodles. That's all they eat is that stuff. And then they want dessert. But I want dessert.
See, now, can I say that my godson? I don't know. Maybe it's different or something. Because my godson, his mother would not let him have sweets, and from birth, like his baby, all this stuff. And when he did not eat sweets, and I was like, when he goes to school, he's gonna fucking get some of the sweets. But he would bring them home. Wow. And give him to her and be like, yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to eat that.
Wow, what a good kid.
And he's a healthy ass kid. So I think it really starts there too, and just really being like, yo, this tastes good too. Like, cause we would get him, I would go and find alternate things. Like I found these baby gummies that were healthy gummies, but they were little gummy bears, and it was just like pure, and he loved them. That was his treat.
Yeah, I feel bad for kids like that sometimes who can't go out on Halloween or. Their parents are so strict. They put them on some type of vegan, anti-gluten type of thing.
She let him go trick-or-treating and all that, but
But it just wasn't for him, which is good. I'm sure he's going to grow up.
Amazing.
He just thought it was too sweet. He would always be like, we always ate his candy. We ate worse than that kid.
I was reading
good friend
your
to
blog,
have.
Thaddeus.
He'll give you his candy, right?
I was reading your blog, Thaddeus, and then you talk a lot about this willpower thing, and it is pretty powerful as far as the one thing I think I have is willpower, but you literally have to mentally make that change. So my wife, I didn't run for a long time. Like when Leslie wasn't working out, I wasn't working out. So, like you did, I went and let's get back in this stretch and go run. Wait, but I'm saying I went 3 miles for the first time in a long time. And Gina's like, how did you make it the 3 miles? And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, how do you make it the 3 miles? She goes, she couldn't make it the 3 miles. She took a couple weeks off. She couldn't make it the 3 miles. I'm like, that is just sheer will. You know what I mean? If there's one thing I have is sheer will. I will die before I don't make it. It's just completely mental.
Yeah, but see, but then you can't. I feel like you overdo it, and then you won't want to do it the next day because you didn't use all your sheer will for one fucking run.
No, I mean, I could probably go 5, but I'm not going 5. But I can make it 3.
Okay.
When it comes to distance, because I used to be a cross-country athlete, and then I was on a crew team. So I was all about, going the long distances and thinking about cardio from that aspect. I would also ask, how do your joints feel afterwards? Listen to your body and don't do something just to... It's like these people who do Tough Mudders or enter into these contests where they did all these crazy things, and then, they're hurt on the couch afterwards. Not saying that you can't, tweak something or something can't be a little off, but you want to have a plan that you could see yourself doing day after day and not getting hurt. And then I think that sometimes the most boring / less impactful workout is the best just to get yourself started, get into that habit, and then just treat it the same way you treat brushing your teeth. I always say to people, start with an uphill walk. Nothing that you're trying. If you can hear the sound of your feet stomping, like bap, bap, bap on the concrete, that might go up to your knee, that might go up to your hip. And I don't want to rain on anyone's parade or say, okay, your form of exercise is bad. But then sometimes you do see things where you think, down the line in another 5 years, is that going to catch up to them? Because you can see the mechanics breaking down of what they're doing. So I would just say, do the things that are less glamorous, that you get something out of, and that you can really look in the mirror and say, I did a good thing, not like I beat myself up to prove a point.
Yeah, no, what I was saying is I will go the 3 miles because I know I can do it. I'm not just going to quit. I know that's within my grasp and I'm not overdoing it. But the point is that willpower it's the same willpower to me as, okay, when I go home after this show, I'm not going to eat chocolate. You know what I mean? I'm not going to eat something because it's just too late. And then I would love to eat. One of my questions to you is, is there anything you can eat? Leslie and I will tell you, you get off stage, you're all fired up, your adrenaline is going through the roof, then it comes down and I'm starving. You know what I mean? And with Leslie, there's a rest. She sleeps at 5 a.m. There's like 6 hours before she's going to sleep. To me, if I really mentally prepare, I just go right to bed because then I won't go anywhere near a fridge. But if you're around for 6 hours sitting on a couch watching a movie and your adrenaline drops and you get hungry, yeah, I'll just have a potato chip. And next thing you know, you're eating like crap. So it's all it's just complete willpower of don't do it.
There's certain things you just should not do. Yeah. I mean, if it's you're opening up a bag of chips or there's things you shouldn't have, then don't have them. But then also too, eat when you're hungry. Honor that. If you are hungry, then eat. And then also too, people demonize so many different food groups. People won't have certain fruits because they'll say it's a high glycemic index fruit or something. I think if you do have a desire for a certain food, sometimes you should give into it and your body's really asking you for fuel. Because at some point, if you play the game of withholding from yourself and you're really hungry, you're really drained, you're really crabby, you're going to hit a wall or it's not going to be sustainable. So just, when you do grab for things, are those things, can you argue those things to a trainer, I'd say?
Yeah, because what's so funny? Because I was like, okay, I had some quinoa. Tasha had made me this quinoa with all these vegetables, and I was like, oh, I know this is good. And he was like, the grains. He was like, I'd rather for you to eat the potatoes. And I was like, oh shit, I can eat the potatoes. He was like, eat as many potatoes you want, eat potatoes. And then he was like, the fruit, and I was like, well, I said the same thing about the glycemia. He's like, eat. He was like, you can eat as much fucking fruit. He was like, I'd rather for you grab all kinds of fruit than you to go eat chips or whatever else that you think is going, or meat. He was like, meat, vegetables, fruit. You can keep it in that area. So when I get hungry now, I literally had Tasha made me this container of chicken breast. They're cut chicken breast. And I just grab and throw them in the Ninja and I eat them like chips. Seriously. And it makes me, it's not only I'm getting protein, it really does, it fulfills that little, or watermelon. I eat a lot of watermelon. I eat, I don't know. I want
to say too, obviously this isn't medical advice, or I'm not saying for anybody who has a certain diet not to do it. But sometimes if you cut out a certain food group, you can kind of see what it does to you mentally. And there's certain food groups that make you feel stuffed, make you feel sluggish. They're satisfying in the moment when you're doing it. But it's almost like people don't necessarily associate the food they're eating with the energy they have or the mental state they're in. And so sometimes I'll have people at least initially cut out all grains and processed grains in particular, maybe a little bit of white rice here and there, maybe a little bit of oatmeal if you want a grain, but something that isn't something that people really just have to sit down and digest for a long time. Like if you have a bagel or two, or you have Life cereal. I mean, big bowls. You might not associate an hour or two, if I'm feeling kind of like I want some coffee or I need to pick me up, because your body's trying to deal with this lump in its gut, right? It's trying to pass it through, and it's kind of inflaming the stomach for a lot of people. So, sometimes, because people always say calories in, calories out, which is true to a degree, but also too, I don't think that people necessarily take on the aspect of is there something passing through your gut and it's just distending your gut? You can see the gut is inflamed itself. So it's not just calories in, calories out. Your body's working on something you ate and it's not coming out for a day or two.
It's taking up, stretching your shit out. And
so just so label those things,
like
know what they are.
just
And
a dick laying there.
Denise from Ohio writes, "Hey, Leslie and Lenny, I'm thinking about giving up dating apps and dating in general because it's truly a dumpster fire out there.
Yeah.
I'm a person who knows what I want. I'm not afraid to go after it, even if it means approaching the guy first. I have in the past asked out or provided my number to real men I met in the wild, only to be rejected and never contacted.
Yeah.
Why would a man take my number if he's not interested? Am I doing the wrong thing by being proactive? Or are men lying when they publicly say, I'd be thrilled for a woman to approach me?
No, they're not.
When that's all a lie.
Yeah, you're all the liars. Let's just go ahead and lie real quick.
No.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's really good. Hey, if you have nothing to lose, to approach, if a moment pops up, you should take action. I think a lot of guys are used to it, and we're used to being rejected, but you don't really think twice about it. You just you get a no to your face, and you say, okay, well, moving on. But the thing is, if you get off that subway or if you leave that restaurant and you never took your chance, that could have been someone really special in your life.
Yeah.
But you walk away with your pride, but you don't walk away with
pride.
Getting laid. So.
What, Leslie? What? Let it out.
Because it's all fuckery. It's all fuckery. The name of this show is all fuckery. How old is that girl?
I don't have that.
What's so weird about all the dating stuff now, it is really about mutual friends hooking you up. It is really about like every person that I have that's recently got into relationships or has been having successful. All of them has said the same thing. I wasn't even looking for that shit.
Yep.
Now, my question to that is like, I'm always looking, bitch. So I don't know how the fuck this is going to work out. It's because I'm always looking. So it's a mentality really that you have to take yourself out of. I really, me personally, and this is just from a woman's view stand, I have stopped chasing men. I feel like the guy that I want is not going to want me to chase him. Does that make sense? That I feel like the guy that I want is not going to be the one that I walk up to and be like, hey, you want my number? I think he would be like, oh, yeah, it's cool, but like I'm probably not going to call you because I didn't choose you myself. Does that make sense? I can't explain it. It's like
that could be right.
It's like the guys that I go after, I know I'll go after these guys. I know they ain't shit. Like any guy that I have to chase after is probably not the guy I want. Does that make sense? Because it always ends up being that way that I'll chase someone and pursue them, and they're always not what it is that I want because they wasn't strong enough to pursue me back. If in other words, like Karim was like, well, guys might be scared to walk up to you because you're Leslie Jones. I said, those are the ones that I don't want. The one that I want is the one that goes up to my security guard and be like, yo, is it okay if I talk to Leslie? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want, a guy that's going to pursue me. And I didn't understand that I can have that. I always thought, well, no, I'm Leslie Jones. I am aggressive. I got to let him know. But it does come down to just the come hither look. And that's all that I need to distribute. I need to distribute that, hey, it's okay for you to come over here and talk to me. And if you're bold enough to come and do it, then that's the dude I'm talking to because you want to talk to me. I don't want someone I had to chase and convince, hey, take my number, because they not going to call you. They're going to be like, yeah, that was cute and flattering, but
no,
it's only a percentage of men that really react to that. And it might just be for getting some pussy, or they might be like, oh yeah, but it never works out.
It's situational. It really, it's because sometimes I'll walk away from something, and if I hadn't done something, and you got to think percentage-wise, maybe you're going to land at 20% or 1 out of 5 in a situation. It's different between men and women if you give someone's number. But I've had situations where I've called women back where I thought, well, that's pretty cool. Like I would have just walked out and I never would have seen her again. And so it wasn't even about the moment at hand or the dignity of it or whatever else.
But did it work out?
Well, I'm single right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not to say I haven't enjoyed myself.
You go up to the pretty woman and say, you want my number? And then you just take out your bicep and it's written right on your bicep like this, right there.
I think hey, listen, especially in today's modern world where everyone's on the phone, everyone's on the internet, and everyone's dating off of these dating apps. It's kind of like a LinkedIn situation. Hey, are you fit to date me? Let me see your resume. I always do like people who aren't just stuck in their little world and they'll break through the bubble and say, yo, hey, I saw you. Like, it would be fun to,
I mean, but some guys do like that, but I just don't think it works out. Like, I've been here a long time and I've watched shit. Not for me. I guess not for me.
That's true. I'd say it's usually the ones that I pursue, not the ones.
Exactly.
Luckily,
because men are hunters.
Yeah.
Men
Luckily,
are hunters.
no girls ever asked for my number, so perfect. It's worked out really well.
You're right about the come hither look too. There is the come hither look.
That was your 40s. I heard about your 40s. Neil talks about your 40s.
That had nothing to do with people asking for my number. Anyway, let's go. Let's move on real quick before we end this segment. Leslie, did you hear this story about? I sent you the Derek Jeter story, right? There was this rumor around for years that Derek Jeter,
I remember that.
would have women come over to his house, sleep with the women, and then put them in a limo. And in the limo, there'd be a swag bag with a signed Derek Jeter ball and all this stuff.
I don't think I ever believed that.
That went around for years until finally this documentary on Jeter's coming out. He's like, this was total BS. Never, ever, ever happened. But I love that story when it came out. I'm like, oh my God, So I was like, what would you put, Leslie, if you had a swag bag that you gave to a guy on the way out, what would be in the swag bag?
First of all, I like the part of the story when he said he was in the line and the guy was like, yeah, I give out swag bags because of you. And he turned around and go, you a fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, because that's some stupid idiot ass shit. I wish somebody would ask me for a swag bag. If you don't get your motherfucking ass out my house, no. Did you get to wash your dick in my fucking shower? That's your goddamn swag bag, bitch. Like, get
you
out.
give me a swag bag every time I leave.
That's because you're my friend. You're my friend, and I have free stuff.
I got high tops. I got Yankee
All
stuff.
kinds
I
of
got
shit.
Olympic stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so funny.
But no,
my bag would be like.
I think swag bag shit is a bit much.
You got somebody trying to be a player, trying to be
that's
slick.
That's some hoe shit right there. That's
I never thought of that, but man, I would put hand sanitizer.
What would you put in yours?
Mine would be like hand sanitizer, stuff, Lenny stuff, hand sanitizer.
Some Purell, that's what you get.
One of these glass cleaners, like when clean your eyeglasses, maybe. Yeah.
Didn't you have
maybe
panties on there?
Panties?
Why
That's
would you give panties? Why? They need new panties. What the fuck are you doing to them in that apartment?
There's always an extra pair of panties.
Ew, that's so
Daddies,
gross.
what would you put in there? Some diet,
I'm not going to go with the swag bag. I would never do that. But I do like, what's funny is if you date somebody, you get turned on to different products. So a lot of times, even after a relationship, I'll be like, how did I get that habit? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
From dating that girl, like, wait a second, I really like bounce dryer sheets, or I really like little stuff where I'm like, that was from her. Yeah, I took that from her.
If I gave a swag bag, I would definitely give like toothbrush. Like you get toothbrush, towel, soap. You know what I'm saying? Like
clean yourself up.
Clean yourself up.
Is that what you're telling them? Judith, what is it? Go ahead, Judith. Tell me.
I don't know though. I love food. Maybe it's this conversation about eating healthy. I'm thinking about eating all the wrong things, but throwing some flaming hot Cheetos
in a bag for their way home.
Some carrots and celery.
Oh, some carrots. Maybe some hummus.
I'd be like, I'm not going back to her place. What a shitty swag bag. You're like the worst house on Halloween.
Oh my God, that is terrible.
Jordan, what would you do, Jordan?
I would throw in some sandals.
Sandals?
For a guy?
Why sandals?
Some Birkenstocks?
Are you talking about like flip-flops?
Yeah.
Okay, flip-flops. I can see.
'Cause-
Slides. Because
Yeah.
maybe you wouldn't want to put your shoes on.
Yeah.
In case you want to go to the
And then
shower.
I would also put a shirt that says I fucked and then have my name.
Oh shit! I wish I thought of that.
Was this lousy t-shirt?
I wish I had thought of that. Yeah. I fucked Leslie Jones.
That's awesome.
And you can only get that shit from me.
But what if you run into somebody else who's wearing the same shirt?
Then y'all talk about it.
If that happens, then they get sent another shirt saying that we both fucked.
And we met at a bar.
Yeah.
At the same time while we had the shirts on.
Leslie, yours would be like an autograph Ghostbusters thing, a
I
hot
wouldn't
pair
give
of
them
high
shit.
tops.
I wouldn't give them
and
shit.
Weed.
No.
A weed pen.
Maybe some weed. I might give him some weed. Now that she said that, I'm not gonna do a t-shirt. I'm gonna do a mug. Because I want them to use that motherfucker every day and drink your coffee. I fuck Leslie Jones.
Oh man, that's hilarious. All right. The way we're at the end of the show now, and the way we end it every week is one of our Fcry of the weeks. We each going to do a Fcry of the week. All right. Mine's going to be this week. I'm talking about something like, okay, bagging, all the things at the grocery store. I don't understand when, my whole life, you go to the grocery store, you pick your items, you put it in the basket of the thing, you take them up to the counter, they check them out, they put them in the bag for you, you leave. When did it turn over that now I'm working at the grocery store? I got to do everything. I got to check myself out. I got to make sure I get the codes in. If I can't put the codes in, I can't get my items. I got to weigh it myself, all the fruit. I got to put it in the bag myself. Then I got to pay for my own bag. I mean, am I working here?
Well,
this is ridiculous. What happened?
That aisle was made for motherfuckers like you who like to bitch about how long you've been standing in the fucking aisle. I think I can do that shit faster. You ain't doing shit but sliding it across the thing. What the fuck is taking you so long? You can count it. How the fuck you don't know the codes? That's for you motherfuckers that that's standing in the grocery line like, hurry up, bitch, count your pennies. That's for you motherfuckers. Do
Can
your
I have
own
the
shit.
bag for free?
No, bitch.
Why?
Motherfucker.
Why I gotta walk around with a bag everywhere?
I like
the
the self-checkout. I like it. I like feeling part of the fucking store.
What if you? What if you?
I used to
one at
work
the
as
checkout
a cashier, so I know how to do it. So
let's say you bought some olives, right? And then you drop it on the floor. You gonna go get the mop too? I'm gonna drop.
No, they're gonna go get it, and I'll go get me some more olives. If you're gonna have me do it, we're gonna work together. I mean, I don't have a problem with self-checkout, but I always go to the checkout because I don't work there. So that's how you solve that. Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
You know,
all right,
your
fine.
fuckery of the
That's
week
my
is
fuckery of the week.
such-
I'm not doing any work, and I'm not bringing a bag. Suck it.
Well,
That's
you
all I'm
bring a
saying.
bag so you can save the
I'm not bringing
save
a bag.
the
What am I-
earth. You want to save the earth. You need why you putting all these plastic bags
I
that
recycle
kills
everything.
dolphins in the middle of the ocean?
Give me a paper bag. I'll recycle the paper bag. Give me a break. I'm not.
That is funny
Hey, I
that you
forgot something.
recycle a
I'm not
paper
walking around with a
bag.
bag. I'm not walking around with a bag.
You don't want to have any. You gotta look, especially in New York, Lenny. You gotta have the shopping bags. It's just fucked up if you're just not recycling in New York. That's
I
just-
recycle like a motherfucker.
You know
I
what?
recycle
No,
everything.
you don't. Brooklyn.
Plastic,
told
everything.
me that you just told me that you waste money on getting plastic bags when you can have your
No,
own
not plastic.
fucking
The paper bag. I'll take a paper. I'll take paper. I'll take whatever biodegradable bag you have to go home. But I'm not bringing a bag with me. What am I? My grandmother? I'm not bringing a bag.
But you motherfuckers got carts and shit. Y'all do that shit. You don't have a
You
cart?
gotta. No, you gotta. What am I? That old lady that walks down the street
because
with
I
a
used
cart?
to have
No.
a cart. I had a cart. Trust me, I did not have no problem with having a cart. My fuckery of the week is haters.
Haters.
Yo, it's just like you never get rid of them. So it's just like when I was trying to become a comedian, I was like, yo, I'm gonna get to a level where everybody gonna love me. You're like, it's just like I'm gonna pass this level where everybody's gonna see all the hard work I'm doing. Everybody's gonna know that I was in the ditches with them. So when I make it, it's gonna be different. People are gonna treat me different. People are gonna be like, nah, she's one of the ones who like really earned her way up. And I'm not saying that there's not comics that do that. There's not, people who do that. But most, it's just like complete betrayal, and it doesn't make any sense. And so my fuckery of the week is new level, new devil. The haters are on every fucking level. And the thing that I'm starting to learn too is the attention that you give to them. Like just recent, like, well, I mean, by the time this comes out, this will be a dead subject, and I hate to even bring it up. But I had a black woman who literally is looks identical to me, call me a grape ape. A grape ape. Now, let me tell you. The first time that when she said it, it was so shocking to me. The first time I heard it, I was like, "What?" I started laughing because I was like, "Oh shit! This bitch called me a grape ape. That is bold as fuck." Like, cause I remember Grape Ape. You remember the cartoon character Grape Ape, right?
Of course.
One of my fucking favorite characters, actually. I was like, "Fuck, Grape." I was like, "But damn, that's." Cutting cold to the fucking bone. But I think the second thing that popped in my head was, I don't understand, but she looks just like me. We literally are twins. I look like one of her daughters. So I didn't understand how she was saying that about me, and we look the same. I was like, is she blind? Does she think that she's a different color? Is she seeing something that I'm not seeing? And the fact that both were two black people attacking another black person, it just, that type of shit just makes me sad, because it's like, it's like, are you kidding me that shit didn't move all the way up here, that we got black people fighting against black people? You think that's why the fuck we are where we are? Because we keep fighting each other and keep downing each other? Like, what the fuck do you think is going to happen for you by calling me a fucking ape? Nothing. Motherfuckers is going to come out the woodwork because they love me and they don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Your fans broke it down and like, what are you talking about?
The fuck is wrong with you? And I this is what I always tell people. What's your end game? What's your motherfucking end game? Whenever you're being a fucking asshole, I heard this once, and I remember thinking, that is such a good reason not to be an asshole. What the fuck is your end game? Is your end game to make everybody as miserable as you? Is your end game to make somebody think that you look witty or smart because you've stomped someone or you made them feel bad about who they are? What's your motherfucking end game? Because I would say that it's not a very sturdy one, and it fades away so fast when you use evil and badness to be successful. I swear, the negative energy that you think is going to elevate you, it does not do that for long. That shit comes back on you. That's what negative energy is. You can't live in it. You have to be balanced. You have to be balanced. Like Trump
and it
thought.
Did with these two.
Yeah,
yep.
But think about the whole Trump thing. All of it's a shock thing. Just what we talk about comedians. People think that they can come on and just say the most shocking thing, and now that shit is like a wave on the beach. It has it's a very good thing of just what he said. You can fucking do that fad. You Tyboing and shit. You Tyboing 2 years, motherfucker, because your knee hurt now. You can't Tybo no more. But you did a boring regular fucking workout that's good for your joints and the flexibility of your muscles. Now you're doing that shit. Like, because the thing with me and Thaddeus was, hey, Thaddeus, come up here, get me ready, because when you leave, I want to be able to do that in the gym. I want to be able to go to the gym and know what it is I'm supposed to be doing. That's smart shit. That's positivity. So when you use negative shit to get up on someone, I promise to God, it never works, especially when you work against a motherfucker like me that has done nothing but use their life as a sacrifice. I was built for hard. Nothing you can say will penetrate me. I've been called everything, you piece of shits. Every time you get behind your computer and think you about to say something so shocking and hurtful to me, trust and believe I got something that's 3 times as worse. So go fuck yourself and use that energy, like my t-shirt says today. Work on you first and then come for me. That's my fuckery of the week.
That was good. That was good. Yeah, the hate is unsustainable, and these guys took a nice beating on your social media.
Yeah, because haters ain't nothing but confused fans. That's all they are. They're confused fans.
I just want to say something real quick on tag on that. These guys are supposed journalists. I'm like, you got to be kidding.
Not journalists.
You're nothing better than any Twitter troll.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's not journalism.
And these guys had big career. They think they're having a journalism career. It's just going to go down and down and down. And now that you said that, who's hiring you?
No one. Yeah. No one. And they could have went for the good. That girl could have came on there, and after he said, I'm just going to not talk about Leslie Jones' looks, she could have came on there and said, nah, brother, and been like the fucking hero.
Yeah.
And been like, yo, I don't understand. Okay, and just one more thing before. I've always wanted to ask this question, and I never understood it because it goes back to using the negative thing. If Trump, because we both know that he's nothing but a piece of tofu, and this is why I say this. Tofu gains whatever flavor is the most dominant in the dish. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So it just seems to me that if he just would have just not only stated, because the Apprentice people, when he came to SNL, I didn't have no problem with Trump because I was like, he's the Apprentice. I don't know he's a fucking racist, whatever. But if he just went just a bit positive, he could have fucking been, do you know what I'm saying? I just don't understand how people use bad to get over instead of good, because good will get you farther.
Well, you saw what it got him.
Yeah.
It's still getting it to him. He gets worse and worse every day for him and the people who backed it. So,
When he said and this is so crazy because I remember getting into so many arguments with people because he was like, make America great again. I honestly, in my heart of hearts, was like, oh, Trump is talking about bringing the car companies back to Detroit. He's talking about, he's talking about the fucking farmers going back to work. He's talking about making America again. Like, that's what the fuck I thought. What?
No.
My dumb ass.
Racism.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
well, you live for the good sometimes,
I just
you gotta
really hope for the good in people because I feel like everybody's not understanding that we're all the same. We just have different colors and flavors. It's just like going to the store to a spice rack. If you went to a spice rack and all you saw was black and white, you would have the most flavorous dish. There's nothing wrong with being different. All of us are the same thing. We all have 10 fingers, 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Yes, some people have different, 1 finger, whatever. But I'm saying, as the general, we are all human beings, and I don't get what we're not grasping about that.
Well, that's the fun of America. We're a melting pot. And why do we not grasp this after 200 plus years? I don't get it at all. That's what makes us great. That's what makes us great right there, is that we're this big melting pot. Thaddeus, thank you for coming in and straightening us out on some of these items. I'm so inspired. I will not eat jelly beans when I go home.
Yeah, exactly, because he's still going to eat bread.
I'll check in with Leslie and see how it's going for you.
If there's no shot of me not eating bagels ever again. Just tell me, Thaddeus, where can people find you? Where do you want people to locate you? And
find me on my website at trainwiththaddeus.com, and that's my name is spelled THADDEUS. And then Move with Thaddeus on Instagram. And you can see the training that I do with Leslie on her Instagram page.
Yep.
Yep.
Hit
and
me
Leslie
up.
is hitting it hard. And Thaddeus is going to whip her into some serious shape. Leslie Jones will be all sticking her head in comedy clubs, working on her new hour. Every now and then, you can see her tonight and many nights at the LA Sparks games.
Yes, baby. I'm going to go
that's
see
a lot
the
of
girls
fun.
play.
And remember, if you have links or anything for us or, advice, you can go to Fckry Podcast at gmail.com, and you can follow us at Fckry Podcast on Instagram and Twitter and everything like that. Fckry Podcast is FCKRY Podcast at gmail.com. Letters and voice memos are welcome. You want to follow me? It's at Lenny Marcus NYC on all platforms. And I'm a regular at the Comedy Cellar here in New York City. Follow Leslie at LesDog, and that's Les DOGGG. 3 G's on Twitter, 4 G's on Instagram, 5 G's on TikTok.
That's because that G get greater, son.
The Fckry with Leslie Jones and Lenny Marcus was created by and stars Leslie Jones and Lenny Marcus. The show is produced by Judith Cargbo, and our audio engineer is Jordan Duffy. Music for this show is done by music for this show is done by Marina Pais. This is an Earwolf production. We'll see you next week.
'Cause the wolves got ears.